Hello there guys, and welcome to this video walkthrough on composing a track from the beginning to the end. My name is Walid Feghali and I'm the co-founder of Evident. I'm a composer as well, and I've had my music placed in several campaigns such as Warcraft, StarCraft 2, Independence Day 2, and more. So in this video I will be taking you from the very beginning of starting a track, a trailer music track, and showing you the entire process that I use for finishing it to the end. And I'll be using the structure that you've learned in this course, starting with the intro, build up, then going to climax, climax 2, and then finally outro. And I've asked Christian Bakchik, the author of the course, to feedback my stuff, and that's also included in this track, in this video. It's going to be quite a long video. I composed this track in 2 hours and 40 minutes, so you better hang in there. And I have to disclaim that each process of every composer is different, and you can use the same process I'm doing, or you could do your own that fits your own composing style. So let's just get into it. Okay, so I've named my track Evident Trailer Music Track, and I'm adding a new instrument track to start off with a piano sketch. And I'll be using Cinematic Strings Studio Piano, and just tweaking the sounds a little bit, the microphones. And this will be used for just sketching out some ideas. I want to have an idea in the beginning, quite early, so I'm not lost when I'm doing the process. Just name it. It's good to be sort of organized, but you'll see later I'm not that very organized. I should be though. And then I set the levels of the tracks to -10 in the beginning, so I have some more room to mix later. Then just adding on a limiter. This is a great limiter, fab filter, and just increasing the levels, so I can adjust that later. The tempo is 120. I have an idea already, kinda. At least the ostinato. And then I'm harmonizing it. So I'll start off with the regular idea first. And I'm hearing the harmonies in my head, so the chords that will be playing during this time. And something happened there, I'm not sure what. I'm just quantizing it, meaning I'm putting it all in perfect grid. Pressing Q in Cubase. And while this is only a piano sketch, you can actually use this for inside your track to just enhance the melodies and stuff. Now I'm gonna harmonize it. Very simple chord progression, but very effective. And this is supposed to be my main climax, so climax 1, basically. And I'll build things around that. I could actually have started doing the entire structure and then just added on more stuff. That would be quite easy. But now I just had an idea, so I wanted to put that down first. Now I'm just thinking about climax 2. It's just a shorter version of the climax 1, basically, or just something fast and powerful. And you'll see me going back and forth all the time. This is how I work, basically. Not very structured. And just removing the fifths so it's more clean. Just going in and fixing the MIDI. Did something wrong there. And I'm just doing the basic parts now, like in the elements of the first climax, so I can build upon that later with percussion and all that stuff. Just putting down the important sort of feeling, and then I'm just moving it aside and now just trying out some new things. I want to build something before there, like an intro. And I'll be using a pad, an atmospheric pad from Spitfire's eDNA. It's a really nice Kontakt library. It uses organic sounds from orchestral recordings. Has some really atmospheric stuff in there, and leads and basses and all kinds of stuff. Just trying out a few different ones. This track is mainly for demonstration purposes. I probably would take my time a bit more to really figure out what I want to have, but this really shows you how a track can be made from the beginning. It's a very long tail on this sound, so I'm trying to reduce the release and sustains. I end up switching that sound later on, but it works for now, and continuing to reduce by 10 decibels. And here I'm using the free sample pack that comes with this course. And I'm just trying to fit in some deep, low booms here in the beginning. That's quite standard for this sort of track. You often hear whoosh hits and stuff as well. A more powerful beginning, but I wanted to have a bit more quiet, deeper sort of intro. Just renaming everything. And I put the boom a little bit forward to give some more atmosphere. Now, timing isn't that important in the intros. It doesn't have to be exact timings here, like on the actual rhythm, on the beat. Just trying out some harmonies here. Just building it up. This is the same chord progression as I used in Climax 1. It'll feel much more coherent in that way. Then after the build-up comes the Climax 1, so I just move it over. And deciding how much space in between, so how long my break will be, is really important to break it up. To give the editors some variation and usability. Just copy pasting the booms. It gives more edit points. Every fourth measure. Now adding in some ostinato. Just increasing the velocity. This feels coherent to the main part, to the Climax 1. Now I'm just going to add some sustain strings. I'm using Cinematic Studio strings here. Oh, actually no, I'm starting up with the staccatos. It doesn't matter how you do it. I'm just gonna switch out the ostinato to the staccato sounds, or spiccato actually. I always have an idea in my head how to build things up. I can change around these things a lot later, but right now it's good to have some sort of simple foundation for the entire track. for the parts of the track. Yeah, this time I'll be using the sustains. And I haven't added any reverb yet. I'll do that in a moment. And remember to reduce the volumes so you have some more space to mix later with the volume balancing and adding on stuff. Here I'm using 2C Audio B2. It's a great reverb, an algorithmic reverb. And I'll just be trying out some different halls here. This will be my main hall reverb. Put it all the way up to 100%. It'll be my FX channel for reverb. And then in the audio sense, I can choose that reverb and choose how much I want to send from that track. So I can choose that independently and have the same reverb for everything. And I'm using post fader, not pre-fader. Same thing with the drone. If things have the similar reverb, they feel a lot more coherent. So even if they have some inherent reverb. Just doing some basic volume balancing. Remembering to increase the mod wheel so it intensifies. Then some hall reverb on the specs. Now I just want to emphasize these harmonic progressions. First I'm putting a bass under here, an octave below. And I just deleted the thirds. That gives me more space to play with. I mean, if I have too much harmonic content going on, it's gonna be hard to add on more stuff later. I'm always trying to keep it kind of simple. And the piano kind of sounds good anyway, so I can maybe put that in. piano is a pretty timeless instrument. And here I feel that the ostinatos are too fast in Climax 1, and too slow in the build-up part. So I might add that in instead here. Just introducing them. Just reducing the time a bit, maybe changing the preset. I'm using Berlin Hall instead. And the reverbs have inherent sounds to them, so I'm not using full 100% mix here. Just 93, which is pretty much full. Just adds that little bit extra of dry, the dry processed sound from the reverb. And I like that sound more. Just keeping up with the build up, keep adding stuff. Now I'm thinking about adding brass. I end up using Cinebrass Pro 12 horns, which is a very powerful trailer music sound. And a very loud one. Just increasing the tail a bit to make it more cinematic. Just trying to fine tune and find a good sound for it with the reverb. Later on, I figure out that this is it's too early to introduce these horns, so I'm doing them a bit different later from the feedback I got from Chris. Just adding some monster low brass. These are insane. It's a lot of this back and forth sort of thing. Trying to figure out what you want to have in your track. Yeah, just trying out some things. And I'm sitting on my laptop, so composing on my MacBook Pro. So it's a bit small screen, but it works. The sound didn't really trigger there, so I have to fix that up. Just gluing things together, copy pasting, because it's the same ostinato. It saves time. Yeah, I didn't like the low part I added there. I'm just increasing the length now on the ostinato to make the part a bit longer and fit the climax one that I did before with the piano sketch. Yeah, it's tricky on a small laptop. It's a 15-inch MacBook Pro, but it's really good. I can basically compose anywhere. Now I'm gonna add some some string sustains. Yeah, it's too muddy. And now I wanted to add some percussion, so I have some percussion bed under here, and Action Strikes is really good for this. Damages as well. I want some deep feeling to them, some big feeling. And I thought this was good. Just a little bit of reverb to make them blend in. Everything needs to sound in the same hall, sort of thing. It really does a lot. And I'm always thinking about my accents. Yeah, I forgot to record, so I'm doing retrospective record. It's a lifesaver. But yes, I'm always thinking about the accents, where I'll put my hits. It's good to emphasize everything. And just quantizing it with some randomization. Notice the accents. Just bumping up the last notes. Now I'm ready to add on some hits from the pack. These are very important. And it has a little bit of whoosh in it before. That adds more impact to the entire sound. So it introduces the climax 1. Just removing snap and fixing the timing. Too early. That was pretty spot on. So I'm gonna add a hit on every second measure, on the first note there, first beat. Just copying the hit without the whoosh. Whooshes are better for the big accents, the big, you just have a few of them. So there's only the hit part. Little bit of an increase in the beginning. Ready to add some monster brass now. And it's starting to sound like a trailer track. So these act sort of like Brahms, but they're also more for the actual harmonic content to make it deeper and more rich. I'm just copy pasting. Now I want to just push up the percussion a little bit more, and I'm using the free plugin OTT. It's a multi-band compressor. I'm just gonna add more hits to this to emphasize the accents. Like right there was an accent that I wanted to add more. But just a hit, not a whoosh hit. There's a difference in how that sounds. We want to keep the whoosh hits for the important accents, or the most important ones, the big changes. And that comes every fourth measure in this one. Too early. That's good. Yeah, much more powerful. And I'm layering hits now. So if you layer hits, they become much more powerful. But not too much though, because it can get kind of muddy. Now I'm adding some hits before the first note. So I have like a poof, poof thing going on. That's also good edit points for the editors. Just using the similar hits. Don't use too many different ones. Unless you're layering. Just wanted to add a riser. And that's a good one for the track. It should rise all the way to the end here. And fit well with the ending of the riser, so it all syncs. That's good, I think. Just increase the level of the riser and then fade it in with sort of an exponential curve. That gives it more of a punch in the end there. More intensity. It's really all about dynamics, so making sure that the dynamics are decent. I'm just gonna layer with more hits, add in something more. And I'm gonna actually layer it so that this doesn't have that much low end, because otherwise it will be very muddy if I layer that with other hits that have low end in them. So if I remove this, it'll be a better orchestration, because there's the low end, the mid, and then the high end of any hit. So you should have all of them, and if you layer them together, it's good to cut away the sounds from different sound sources. So this will sound much more powerful now that I've added this. Even if it doesn't have any low end in it, the other hit that has. Just filling in the spaces. And then just increasing the frequency that these hits come in the end. That also increases intensity and is very trailerish. Just tweaking the riser a bit. Now I thought I'd add some melody to the climax with the horns. It's trial and error, basically, for me. Sometimes I have a good idea, but now I'm just trying to figure something out. Yeah, I didn't like that last part. The intro is good though, the beginning of the melody. Just tweaking it to make it fit. I'm hearing it in my head how it should sound, and then just making sure it does sound like that. beginning to sound pretty good. So now I just wanted to add a synth to it, some modern element. And I have an idea in my head to have some sort of a tremolo stutter effect to it. But first I'll add this this sub bass to it. So I'll increase the harmonic content in the bass. And I'm trying out a few different ones, seeing what libraries I have. Just seeing what I have in the eDNA library. I decided to go for something simpler though, because I just want to have some bass to it. And I decided to go with Albion 3, Iceni. Just a very simple bass. And then some weird sample dropout occurs. Some audio dropout. And I think it's too weak, this bass, so I'm switching it up for something else. There are a few different ones in the Iceni library. Just trying out different ones. Just increasing the attack a bit. Adding a glide to it, a legato. And these synth basses, they really add a great vibration when you hear it in the cinema. It shakes the entire cinema and it's really good, very cinematic. And now I want to add something else, like a tremolo synth thing. I have a good idea in my head. And I usually just use Zebra or something, or like a real synth. But I decided to just go with some simpler thing because it goes faster here. And I'll be using a plugin from Melda Production. It's a free plugin pack. I'll be using the tremolo to achieve some stutter effect. with synchronization, so it syncs perfectly to the DAW. Then just increase the depth. Make it more of a stutter waveform. Square. And this will add some movement to the track and some hybrid modern effect. And I realized that the phase was off, so it has to be 0 degrees to sync perfectly. Now it should sync. Just trying out some different sounds. These plugins are great actually, they're for free, so you should go get them. And when it comes to sound design, it's really all about trial and error, just trying out different things. And then I'll play with the release and the delay and stuff. There's so many things you can do with sound design. But I wanted to keep this somewhat short. I mean, this entire track took 2 hours and 40 minutes, so... And I noticed that the harmony was a bit weird here with the melody. I mean, and the horns. So I want to fix up the melody a little bit more. Trying to follow the chord progression a bit more. So yeah, I think that was better. And that synth is giving me a little bit of a headache to fix properly. So I'm trying some distortion plugins now. It's not the best plugin, but I wanted something quick and easy. I think that sounded better.